In the current interest rate environment, you should be earning at least 5% APY on your cash. APY means annual percentage yield, and it represents the total amount of interest you'd earn on your money over the course of a year, including compound interest. And a 5% APY is easy to find right now, even without locking up your cash in something like a certificate of deposit. Sure, some of the big banks are still paying low rates in their so-called savings accounts. I mean, check out the rates from this big bank. They're unbelievably low. Why anyone would keep their money in a savings account like this right now is beyond me. Because there are several good options out there that do pay 5% APY or better right now, and in this video I'm going to cover 10 of them. I've done the research and these are 10 that look promising to me. 2 of them I'm using currently, and I'll let you know which 2 those are, and also why I'm thinking of making a change in one of those accounts. These yields are subject to change, so be sure to verify before you jump into anything. But these yields are accurate as we head into March 2024. And to be clear, I have no affiliation with any of these financial institutions. I just know that a lot of you are searching for the best place to put your cash to work right now. I'm in that same boat myself. So let's check out the options. Links are in the video description. Let's go. We'll start with banks that are offering some good rates. First up, VIO Bank, which is a division of MidFirst Bank, has their Cornerstone Money Market Savings account. And this account is yielding 5.30% on all balance tiers. There's a minimum of $100 to open an account, but no monthly fee with digital statements, and it offers standard FDIC insurance of $250,000. Next up is UFB Direct, with bank products and services offered by Axos Bank. UFB Direct has their secure savings account with a 5.25 APY, no fees, no minimum deposit, and standard FDI insurance. Next is Popular Direct. They have this high yield savings account with a 5.20 APY on all balance tiers. There is a $100 minimum to open an account, no monthly fee, but there is an early account closure fee of $25 if you close the account within 180 days after opening it. Standard FDIC insurance is offered here as well. Then there's Everbank with their Performance Savings, which will give you 5.15% APY on all balances. Now this rate is not as high as some of the others, but they do have their name on a stadium, so maybe that adds to their trustworthiness. Then again, maybe not. Next, BMO Bank, also known as Bank of Montreal, has their BMO Alto online savings account with a 5.10% APY, no fees, no minimum opening deposit, no minimum balance requirements, and standard FDIC insurance. And you have to love their fee schedule. Then there's CIT Bank with their Platinum Savings. This one has a 5.05% APY, but there are some important terms here. There's a $100 minimum to open an account, and more importantly, you have to keep at least $5,000 in the account to earn that 5.05% rate. Otherwise, the rate drops down to a ridiculous 0.25% APY. So keep that in mind if you're not planning to keep at least $5,000 in the account. Otherwise, there are no monthly fees and there's standard FDIC insurance. Next, we'll look at a few brokerages that offer high yield opportunities. And while I wanted to include M1 Finance on this list with their 5% savings offering, this robo-advisor company has apparently paused the availability of this product for new signups. And well, I'm not going to point you to a product that you can't sign up for, but maybe they'll unpause it in the near future. But I can talk about another robo-advisor, Wealthfront. Wealthfront's high yield offering has a 5% APY. There are no account fees, no minimum balance, and a generous $8 million of FDIC insurance, which they're able to offer because they spread your money out to different partner banks. And although I don't have any direct experience with Wealthfront, it looks like they have a slick app and a nice user experience over there. Then there's Robinhood. I do have personal experience with Robinhood, and they offer 5% APY on cash, but there is a fee. It's $5 per month to subscribe to Robinhood Gold, which will allow you to earn that 5% yield. Otherwise, it drops down to 1.5% and wouldn't make the cut for this list. So it's $5 per month to earn 5%, And so if you're only looking to earn yield on cash, it probably doesn't make sense to move the cash to Robinhood and pay that subscription fee, unless you want to also use Robinhood for another investment related purpose, and then you could earn some decent yield on cash at the same time. That's what I do because I also use Robinhood for options trading activity, but that's kind of a specific situation. Another broker I have personal experience with is Vanguard, and there are a couple of high yield options that I want to bring into this list. And although Vanguard does have a high yield savings product called Cash Plus, that's not going to make the list because the yield on that account is 4.7%, not quite reaching that 5% threshold. But if you want to learn more about that account, I made a video about it, which you can check out here. But if you have a brokerage account at Vanguard, or if you're willing to open one, there are a couple of options there that are yielding over 5%. And with these, you're not going to get FDIC insurance, but you do get SIPC insurance, which protects against the loss of cash and securities in brokerage accounts. So the SIPC protection limit is $250,000 for cash. These are both money market funds. The first is the Vanguard Federal Money Market Fund, ticker symbol VMFXX. It has a 5.28% 7-day SEC yield, which just means that's what it's yielded over the past 7 days. It has a 0.11% expense ratio, which is already factored into that 5.28% yield. So very good yield here, and that's not all, because a portion of the interest that comes from US Treasuries in this fund may be exempt from state and local income taxes. That percentage was nearly 50% in 2023. Now there is a $3,000 minimum investment with this fund, but the other nice thing about VMFXX is that it's the default sweep and settlement fund for Vanguard. So if you open a brokerage account at Vanguard, or if you already have a brokerage account there, your money is already in VMFXX by default. You don't have to take that extra step of buying into the fund, and you don't have to worry about that $3,000 minimum. And VMFXX is where I'm keeping most of my cash currently, but I'm thinking of moving it because there's another money market fund at Vanguard that might be even better. The Vanguard Treasury Money Market Fund, ticker symbol VUSXX. This fund has a 5.29% 7-day SEC yield. It also has a $3,000 minimum investment. It has a 0.09% expense ratio, but just like with VMFXX, the yield is net of that fee. So 5.29% is the actual yield you're getting right now. So that's a little bit higher yield than you're getting with VMFXX. Not enough to get too excited about, but the other thing about this fund is that because it's invested almost entirely in US Treasuries, an even greater portion of the interest may be exempt from state and local income taxes. That percentage was over 80% in 2023. Of course, all these rates are subject to change, so if you're interested in locking in a specific rate for a specific period of time, you might want to look into certificate of deposit options or treasuries instead of these options. Otherwise, these all seem like good places to save cash right now and earn 5% or more. But the differences between these rates probably don't move the needle much for most of us. I mean, let's say you have $10,000 in cash to save. That's $500 in 12 months at the low end of 5%, and at the high end, 5.3% would yield $530. So it's not worth losing sleep over earning an extra $30. Even if you had $100,000 in cash to save, that's only a $300 difference over the course of a year. But if you're earning crazy low rates like this, you're losing money to inflation. And there's no need because there are all these great options out there. So check them out, do your research, do your due diligence, and start earning better yield on your cash. I would also suggest that you check out this video right here.